What are you waiting for? Christmas?
Well, yeah, actually. But this video isn't about Duke Nukem Nuclear Winter, and I'll save that for another year. This one is about Jazz Jackrabbit, an equally homicidal game character with a myriad of weapons at his disposal. Now, a funny thing about Jazz Jackrabbit is that I actually didn't play it a whole lot. Back when I was a kid growing up in the 90s, I had tons of shareware DOS games available to me. And being a socially awkward kid with severe ADHD, I spent most of my time sitting in front of the computer, spending between 5 and 10 minutes on a given game before I lose interest and move on to another one. Holiday-themed games were a little bit different though, because when it's Christmas time and everybody's preparing for it and talking about it, you kind of want to get involved in your own way. And that's kind of how I got so attached to Jazz Jackrabbit Holiday Hare. Now this is the 94 version. I guess there was another version released in 95, but I never played it and don't really care too much about it. The Jazz Jackrabbit series is really interesting and it really warrants an entire video all on its own. But given the fact that it's Christmas time, and I've been thinking about this game lately, I went ahead and downloaded it, and after playing it for a little bit, thought it'd be cool to make a video on. So if you don't know anything about Jazz Jackrabbit, the premise is pretty simple. Jazz is a jackrabbit with green fur, he jumps around and runs really fast. His normal enemies appear to be turtles, and in pretty much all regards, he is the PC analog to Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, a particularly cool thing about Jazz Jackrabbit Holiday Hare is that it is more or less a freeware episode that uses the Jazz Jackrabbit engine, which means it's not like an expansion pack or a DLC nonsense like we have today. You didn't need the original Jazz Jackrabbit game. Now, compared to the original game, or at least the original episodes, Holiday Hare didn't add a whole lot to the original game. It added a brand new soundtrack, which is awesome, and a new planet called Holidayus. The episode contains 3 levels and 1 bonus stage. All of the levels except for the bonus stage are Christmas themed, and the enemies fit well enough with the overall Christmas theme. There are white monkeys that scurry about. There are these white hands that reach out from under the snow. There's these floating red devils, and these giant blue bulldogs. And there aren't any bosses to fight. Once you get to the end of the 3rd stage, that's it. The bonus stage is pretty cool. It's very similar to the Sonic the Hedgehog bonus stages, but the graphics remind me of Super Mario Kart for the Super NES. I think overall the stages are pretty darn easy. And the episode is really short. I was able to beat all 3 stages plus the bonus stage in about 15-20 minutes. I don't think I died a single time. The stages themselves are pretty cliche and they fit very well with the Christmas theme. You've got candy canes, lots of snow-covered trees, with some Christmas trees thrown in here and there, and pretty much everything is covered in snow and ice. There's really not much to pick on this game about. I have some general gripes about the Jazz Jackrabbit series in general. Like, for example, while the music is outstanding, the sound effects are kind of cheesy. The art style is a little odd, but really the only thing that I have to critique about this particular holiday episode is that on the cover art in the title screen it shows Jazz with a Christmas themed outfit on. Here he's got a Santa hat with a nice little robe on. I think it looks pretty cool, but in the game it's just plain old Jazz. Would it have been too much to retexture Jazz so he was wearing the outfit that he was wearing in the main screen? But really that's the only gripe I have. The game is really great, especially for a freeware episode. It's traditional old Jazz Jackrabbit, and of course if you've been listening to the music in the background, the soundtrack in this game is outstanding, and each stage has its own music. So if you played Jazz Jackrabbit as a kid and you somehow missed out on Holiday Hare, or you've never played Jazz Jackrabbit and you just want to give it a try, the Holiday Hare episode is one of the best in the series. You should definitely check it out.